Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Well, Nick Collier here, and today we have an interesting little project. Well, it's really not a little project except for its size. It's about this big, but it's complicated. And I'm going to bring you in close and kind of show you what we got to do here and what happened. All right, well, one of my subscribers called me the other day and said, you know, I've got this dividing head and one of the parts broke in it, and it's beyond my ability to get to fix this, and I'd love for you to video this. Dominique from Colorado, I believe, and so I says, go ahead and send it to me. Let's see what we got. And so he sent me this piece here. And you can see there's a number of steps here that we've got to go through in order to get this to work. Now basically this locks down the head when you're rotating and you stop, then you want to lock it down and you crank down on that. Now I don't know if you can see it, and I don't know where the other piece is. It's around here somewhere, but it is so thin right there. I can't believe that they actually did that and pulled it off. And, you know, probably the dividing head is, 50 years old, and it lasted this long. But, so we've got to replace this. And, and I thought, well, maybe we can just kind of braze it up and re-machine it. But then I thought, well, no, there's push action this way. And that's not good with braze, because braze will hold, but it, has... It tends to flex a little bit, not even flex, it tends to kind of just warp over a period of time. So, and this was made of cast iron, interestingly enough. So, but we're not going to make it in cast iron this time, because this will happen again, and we've got to go with the same bolt hole. So I came up with some 12L14. It's good material, it's easy to work with, it machines well, and as you can tell, we're going to have plenty of room to work this piece here. And so I think the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and bore the hole through it and bring it down to size. And we're going to do that on the big lathe here. And we're just going to rough it out. And then once we get that basically roughed out, we're going to take it over to the small lathe, because the small lathe is much more accurate with boring. This thing is off 2 or 3 thousandths, which is much better than it was, but not acceptable when you come down to really tight tolerances. And it looked to me like this was center ground. So, but we're not going to center grind it. I think we can just kind of wing it with a little sandpaper and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's get started. All right, well, first thing we're going to do is pull off this monster 4-jaw here and get the 3-jaw back on, because we don't really need to have an accurate setup out the gate. We can just grab it and then do all of our accuracy while we're working it. So let's, we're going to pull our stop loose. There we go. Get our piece of wood in there. Break our chuck loose. We need to find a place to put this chuck before we start messing around. Because it's heavy enough to where I don't want to have to be walking it around and trying to figure out where to put it while I'm carrying it. Okay, roll it out and grab it. to put our fairly accurate new chuck in here as soon as we find a rag. A little bit of oil. That should be enough. All right, spin this around, slide it up in place. There it is. And let's see if we can get this piece in there without having to change the jaws. Quite possibly. Yeah, but the jaws are sticking out a lot, and I don't know, that's just a little bit too much for me. So we're gonna go ahead and put our outside jaws in. Also, I'd been looking for, oh, I don't know, a year or so for a set of outside jaws. And finally about, oh, I don't know, last month sometime I found a pair on eBay and I scored those babies. Okay, what number do we have here? I know it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is, number 2. Okay, and that's 1. There's 1. Here's 2. Yep. They weren't cheap, but they do work. All right, number 1 is right here. There we go. Click the, oops, I guess I better put this in the right way, hadn't I? Okay. Number 1, number 2. Come on, number 3. Is it going? Yeah. Hopefully it's squared up. Yep, looks good. I don't think we can get that close or that far in. So we're going to bring it out here and see if we can get that squared up a bit. I don't know, looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit out here. Let's just try right. Well, we need to come out here just a little bit more. I mean, I know we're grabbing this right out on the edge, but I don't think it's going to take that much. Yeah, that gives me almost a 1/4 inch. It's wobbling around, but I think it's the saw cut that did it. So we're going to just go with what we've got there and be happy. All right. That should do the trick. Where's my wrench? That's loose. All right, so we're getting down there. We're gonna take a measurement here and see what we've got. Oh, we got a long ways to go. Okay, so we're sitting at almost 600. So we'll take it to 2550, and we'll do the finish over there. Yeah. 2550, and it looks like we're, you know, a couple hundred thousands. To 820. All right, well, now that I think of it, before I come back in and take this over to the small lathe, let's just take this whole little sleeve off, and we'll be able to do it a lot quicker, because the small lathe is a good accurate lathe, but it doesn't cut very fast. Well, hey, Nick Collier here. It's a nice quiet Sunday morning, so I'm using the little lathe because of course it's quiet, and it's before 8 o'clock. Oh no, it's after, a little after 8 o'clock, but anyhow, I'll use the little lathe because it's a Sunday morning. And I don't know, it must be about 6 or 8, 10 days later, and we're going to continue with this little process. What we've done is we hogged it out in the big lathe, and now we brought it over to the little more accurate lathe, and we're going to do all the finishing work, and then once we get that done, finish on the outside, a finished bore, and then we'll take it over to the mill and do all the mill work that we need to do. So hang in with me. We're going to have some fun. Well, we're going to start off by, we're out about 4 or 5 thousandths on this outer surface, so we're going to clean that up and then take it down to size. And we got about 40 thousandths left to take before we have to, before we come to our finished size. And I think we're real close to, and I'm just doing this by hand for the moment. We're real close to having the whole thing down to concentric. You can hear it hitting most of the time. All right, let's turn the power on. There it goes. Now it's hitting all the time, and we're going to hope that it hits all the time all the way through. All right. Looks pretty good. I think we're pretty well set there. Let's get a micrometer. We're going to go 2 to 3 here and see what kind of measurement we've got. And we are at 2 inches, 600 and looks like 11 thousandths. And we want to be down to 2 inches. $607. So we're pretty close. Okay, well that's what we want. Let's see, maybe just a little bit more. That feels pretty tight. So that's 608. So we're 2 thousandths shy of being where we want to be. I think what I'm going to do is just leave it like there, right there. Oh, wait a second. No, we're more than 2 thousandths. We're 22 thousandths. 27 thousandths probably. Okay, so we are 625, 635. Yes, so we got 24 thousandths to take off. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take just 10 at a time. Okay, that's 600 and it says 600. I don't believe it. All right, 580. 88. There's 575. 588 is where we're going to. We'll get this one right. And we're sitting at 6 even. Well, 601. 588. So we want to take 10 and maybe a spring cut. So let's take 5. Let's take it another 5 and we'll be down to 10. And I think we'll be pretty close, and then maybe a little spring cut, and I think we'll be there. A little bit big. So we're about 8 thousandths high. Okay. 1. There's 4. So it feels like we're about 1 thousandths wide. Yep. I'm going to leave it there. We can just throw a little file work on it if we need to. Alright, so we got that outside cut. We need to do a bore, and that wants to be pretty accurate because this looks like a ground surface. We're not going to grind the surface because I don't have a grinder set up for this lathe, but we're going to just bring it in nice and close. Okay, let's get another view. Alright, so we got the boring bar set up, and we're going to bring that in, clean up that surface, and see where we're at. All right, so we got our bore cleaned up. We'll come in with a snap and get a measurement off of that. I guess we're going to have to come up with a 1-inch micrometer. All right, well, silly me, I loaned out my 2-inch micrometer, my only 2-inch micrometer, and sure as hell, you know, I haven't used it for probably, oh God, I can't tell you how long, and sure as hell, I need it.